Very good morning, children. Today we are going to learn a poem. The poem name is Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. This poem is written by Robert Frost. Robert Frost is an American poet. He has written the realistic life of rural life. Rural life means village life. He has described very beautifully about the village life in his poems and his works. His famous work is Mending Wall and Road Not Taken. His poems are very famous. Okay, let's get into the poem Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, written by Robert Frost. So before we go into the poem lines, they have given two questions. Let me read the questions for you. Have you ever traveled through a forest? How did you feel? We travel daily. We travel to school. We travel to shop, and we travel to some new places. But we rarely travel to forest because forest is far away from us. But when we get a time to travel to forest, how will we feel? Definitely we will feel very happy because in the forest we can see trees and we can enjoy the good breeze and we can see the lake, and inside the forest it will be very cool. During summertime it will be like a heaven. Okay, second question, did you have any time to stop and enjoy the forest? Okay, this question reminds us that this world is very fast tracking world. Everyone is moving fast during daily life. We hardly have any time to spend and enjoy the beauty of the forest. Okay, okay, let us go into the poem lines. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. So, in this stanza, the poet says, whose woods these are, I think I know. Okay. In this first line, I refers to the poet. The poet asks a question. These woods means forest. These woods belongs to who? He says, I know. Where is his house? His house is in the village, though. The owner's house, the owner of the forest, the owner's house is in the village, which is far away. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. Now, the owner, if I stop here, he will not notice me and ask me a question. Hey, why you are stopped and watching my woods? Okay. Now these woods are how is the woods now? The woods is full up with snow, full of snow. So white snow. It's a beautiful scene. Second stanza. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. Throughout the poem, the speaker is the poet. So, my little horse means the poet's little horse. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. Okay, our animals, they know us very well. They know our movement very well. So suddenly the owner stops. That's why the horse thinking it queer. Queer means doubt. Now the horse is doubtful why our owner has stopped in the woods, in the middle of the woods. That too, there is no farmhouse near. Then why he is stopping here, between the woods and the frozen lake? See the third line, between the woods and the frozen lake. So now the horse and the poet, they stands between the woods. Woods means, already I told you, forest, and he's standing in between the forest and the frozen lake. So this side there is a lake. Lake, you all know, it's a water storage of water. Okay, lake is a place where the water storage is storages. See, what is the time? It is the darkest evening of the year. See, in this second stanza, the poet says, uh, the evening, he talks about the climate. So, the climate is what? The climate in which the poet present is in evening time. So the evening is darkest. Okay, and during the darkness, he stands in between the forest and the frozen lake. So that's why the little horse is doubtful why our owner suddenly stands here. Here there is no house at all. Then why he stands here? Then go to the let's go to the third stanza. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sound is the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. Okay, then the horse analyzes. Okay, so why the owner stops here? Then he wants to communicate with the owner and ask, owner, why you stopped here? But horse can't talk, no, so that's why it is doing an action. What action? It's shaking its bells, harness bells. Harness means that rope around its head. Okay. Which you can see in the picture. See the rope around his head, mouth, and that rope the poet is holding in hand, that strap is called harness. So he gives a shake in the harness. Bells are hanging, so he's shaking its bells. Why he's shaking his bells? So he's asking, is there any mistake, is there any problem to you? And then it verifies that here there is there is no sign of danger. Only one sound is there, that is the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. What is the sweep means that blowing sound. Wind, you know, air. Okay, air which is blowing in the forest. The sweeping sound only is there, and also the downy flake sound, the snow flaking down drop by drop, like that sound. Only except these sounds, there is no sound at all, there is no sign of any danger. So that's why the even in the third stanza also the horse is doubtful. So that's why it shakes its bells, and indirectly it is asking the owner, hello owner, is there any mistake, is there any problem to you? Okay, let's go to the fourth stanza. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Okay, this stanza, you know one thing about this stanza. This stanza is always in the pocket of Jawaharlal Nehru. Jawaharlal Nehru likes these four lines very well. He's admired by the Robert Frost lines. So that's why the Jawaharlal Nehru always keeps in a paper written these lines, keeps in the pocket always. I have promises to keep, miles to go before I sleep, miles to go before I sleep. So in this fourth stanza, the poet concludes that why he stopped there, to enjoy the beauty of the forest. Yes. Now he's saying, how is the forest? How is the woods? The woods are lovely. The woods are dark. Woods are deep. Okay. But he has many responsibilities. He has many duties. He cannot be there for more time. He has to continue his traveling. Okay. So the poet signifies that um, the poet can't enjoy the beauty of the forest now, because he has more responsibilities, he has more duties in life. Okay, not only this case is not only for the poet, so this is the case to everyone. So now we are all living a life, but in the life we have no time to enjoy the beauty. Around us there are so many beautiful things and so many things to enjoy, but we are not enjoying anything. Why we are not enjoying anything? Because our duties, our daily work, our responsibilities, it pressure us. So it dominate, it makes us to work hard, that's all. But it is not leaving us to enjoy the beauty of the nature or beauty of the things which is around us. Okay, because of our responsibilities, because of our duties, we give more importance only to the duties and the responsibilities that we have every day. So but we are not spending any time to enjoy the nature and enjoy the things which is around us. The nature has created so many beautiful things like ocean, sea, mountain, forest, trees, even a flower. So we every day, a flower is blooming in our garden, but do we have time to go and look at the flower and enjoy the beauty of the flower? No, we don't have any time. So because we have to get up and we have to get up and we have to go walking and we have to do our daily work and we have to go to school and we have to come back and we have to do the homework. So likewise there are so many works in our work, so we don't spend any time for that enjoyment. Okay, so in this fourth stanza, the poet says, the woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep. So in this stanza, we can know that the poet wants to spend more time there, but he cannot. So that's why he regrets and finally says, I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep, miles to go before this is a motivational lines. So when we read these lines, so we will get in a mind that we'll get a thought in our mind that yes, we have more work to do before we sleep, before we die. Okay, we have more work to do, we have to complete it, we have to complete it, we have to complete it. Okay, these things are there. Okay, let us enjoy later, but now we have to finish our work. So that's why that working sense improves when we read these two lines, miles to go before I sleep, miles to go before. The sincerity comes, appears in our mind. The thought of sincerity appears in our mind when we read these two lines, miles to go before I sleep, miles to go before I sleep. Okay, thank you students.